There's one phrase that completely changed the style and the trajectory of my parenting and my relationship. It sounds like a bit of an oversimplification or a dramatic, clickbaity kind of statement to make, but it's absolutely true. I love you more than I need to be right. This one statement changed how I was looking at the way that I acted with my wife and my kids, and it led to a really profound change in my behavior. I love you more than I need to be right. This is something I say to myself in my head. It's a reality check. It's a reminder to focus on what's important. When I'm tempted to argue with my wife, which is more than I'd like to admit, I remind myself I love her more than I need to be right. Is what we're arguing about even going to matter in 5 minutes? Never mind 5 years. Am I really willing to sacrifice the quality of this relationship just to prove that I'm right? No, I love her more than I need to win this argument. And sometimes I need to remind myself of that. Growing up, I was the middle of three boys. I always felt like I needed to argue and prove that I was right to get attention. So I can say to myself, I love you more than I need to go back to the patterns of childhood insecurity. When I catch myself overly correcting my kids or not letting them do things their way, I love you more than I need to be right. What's more important, proving I'm right or raising good humans? Having them do it my way because it's the fastest or learning to do it their own way? What do I want my legacy as a father to be? Teaching them to think for themselves or mentally beating them into submission? I love them more than I need to have them agree with me. I love you more than I need to control you. And let's be clear, this is something you say to yourself. I think it's safe to say that if you said, I love you more than I need to be right out loud to your wife, it might not get a positive response. In some cases, it might, but in others, it can definitely come across as condescending. It's something I say to myself in my head. And it's a phrase that can be adapted to fit a lot of different situations. I've had to use it trying to get out the door when one of the kids had to tie her own shoelaces and was taking forever. I love you more than I need to get out the door on time. Or if you struggle with upset, crying kids like I do, I love you more than I need to get you to calm down. If you have stubborn kids that need to do things their own way, I love you more than I need you to do it my way. Adapt it to any situation where your ego is triggered and wants to take control. And yes, there are definitely times where you need to stand up for yourself. This does not mean you let people walk all over you. I'm not saying you don't set boundaries. I'm not saying you don't enforce thought out rules and structure. This is just a reminder to not get caught up in the normal human desire to always be right, to always be agreed with, and to always have people do it your way.